Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and this is my lifestyle channel. I'm really glad that you're here today because we are going to be doing a roundup of a few different house projects that I've been working on around my house. And just to recap, if you are new here, my husband Daniel and I actually purchased this house in October and we moved across the country to Columbia, Missouri. It has been quite the adventure so far, and we're having a lot of fun just figuring out what we want to do at this house. We knew that it wasn't going to need a ton of updates. It is mostly just cosmetic, which is really nice. We are new to the whole homeowner updating homes thing, and we didn't want to jump in like to the deep end right away. So we basically went with a house that was in the middle. My guess is the last time that this place was updated was probably around 2009 to 2010. So far, all we have done to the house before this video, before everything we did in this video, was paint the cabinets. So I did paint the cabinets with chalk paint, and I'm looking to do a little bit more just to finish up that project because it is not exactly done yet, although it has been very usable for the last couple of months. I have been doing some research on better ways to seal the cabinets. Anyway, I'm still doing some research on that. I still really love the cabinets, and I'm so glad that I did that. It immediately brightened up the whole house, and brightening up the house is pretty much my initiative. Moving forward, this house is just so dark, especially going through this dark winter. It was so obvious how dark this place is, and I really want to make sure that it is as bright as possible. Anyway, that is what this video is going to be. We are updating, we are decorating, and I hope that you enjoy. Today I'm going to be hanging a shelf in my kitchen. So I bought these brackets because I thought these would be the right size. But then I brought them home and I realized that I needed the smaller size, which really sucks. But the shelf only goes up to like right here. And I remember looking at the smaller size and I was like, no, there's no way. But I guess the shelf is a bit skinnier than I thought. We're just gonna be using wood that the previous owner of the home left. It's wood that is made for shelves, basically. So it's not like unfinished wood slabs. It's like actually like wood shelving, and it isn't laminated, like laminate wood with like plywood. It's like actual solid wood, which is pretty cool. Well, they left a bunch of things that I'm like, why would you leave that? One of the things that they left, which made me really sad, was an entire box full of a child's like school projects and photos up in the like attic part of the garage. I was like, how could they leave something like this? And like we had not been able to contact them. Like they didn't want to come over anymore to get stuff, even though it was in our contract that they had to take everything, but they did not. And they were like really terrible to contact afterwards. But anyway, we did buy that little saw like you said, so that kind of lends itself to be the perfect opportunity to trim the wood to the right length and then put that up. And I'm gonna be putting that up right here in that section. You can see like this shelf that they left, I have all my cookbooks on it, and I just want to make that like a styled shelf because I have some things that I would like to display, like champagne glasses from our wedding, whatever else I decide to display. But yeah, it's gonna be like a little open shelving thing going on there, and I'm pretty excited about it. That's the project for today. Alrighty, so I am hanging up the shelves, but the brackets obviously come first. I have already set up one of the brackets. You can see here it's very strong, it's in a stud, we're doing great. And I just need to put up the other four. So that's fun. Here we go. So I don't have like a laser level, which would be nice. So instead I'm going to just measure pretty much where this bracket starts and ends. Whoops. And just take note of that and then make a mark on the other side where that measurement is and hope that that works. 60 inches. Okay, I have no idea what I've actually filmed for this clip. Things are really disorganized, but I have the shelf up. It will be trimmed, obviously, but this is what it's going to look like. It looks really nice. Now, I have to do shelf number 2, which will be, I feel, relatively easier because I already know like where there is the stud and then where I want it to go. But the thing is now is figuring out how far apart I want the shelves to be from each other. So I'm gonna go grab that other shelf and see. I mean, that's really tall. And you won't even be able to see the top. So should I do it like this? here is where it would go. Like directly above that. That looks cute, I think, and it's even. This is what it looks like in the daylight. It looks really cute, and the bottom of this board was not stained. You can see it's raw, and like you can't even see the top, so I just flipped it so that we can see the stained bottom, and it looks really nice like that. So yeah, I'm excited to trim them and then, you know, have this be done. I'll drill in the screws here to secure them so that they're not moving, although I don't know if I even really need to do that. Do you guys do that? I feel like it would be good at least for this one, because this one we would definitely knock, like maybe on accident because it's closer to us. So this is how I have temporarily styled these shelves. I have a bunch of plants on them and just my cookbooks. The cookbooks are definitely going to stay, and I'm trying to think of what I want to do because I would like for plants to have a presence here. Like in an ideal world, this would be finished actually. But I don't think that this is going to be enough light for, actually I know it's not going to be enough light for all of these Hoya. Those are Hoya, that's a Hoya, that's a Hoya. So, you know, when you're placing plants around the house, you have to be mindful of what kind of light they're going to be getting, and it has to be enough light for them. So I could theoretically like install some grow lights right here to shine down, and like that could solve the problem. But, you know, here it is, styled temporarily. The next project we're going to be working through is replacing the vanity in our upstairs bathroom. This upstairs bathroom has not been updated probably since the 90s, if I'm being honest. It just does not look very cute. So we're going to go in there and see what it looks like before and then show you a little bit of the process. You want to show them an update? So this is it. It looks very cute. Very modern. Wait till it's finished. Well, it's just like a progress shot. We have black faucets, it'll go in there, and then we're gonna get a mirror, just put right in here. It'll look really good. I'm excited. Okay, so one of the final touches is fixing this drain plug because Daniel,
the final touch?
Daniel broke it. Well, I said one of the final touches. So Daniel broke it. Like he breaks a lot of things. He just is too strong, pulled it apart. So we're just gonna try to glue it back together and see, because they're very expensive to replace. Well, actually we couldn't really find a perfect match. So here is the final product. We actually purchased this vanity off of Facebook Marketplace. So instead of replacing the mirror, we just spray painted the mirror and saved ourselves like a lot of money. And we do still need to replace the light fixture. So that is something that I will get to eventually, but right now it just hasn't happened yet. But this is what the new bathroom vanity looks like, and we love it. Now I figured that we would take a brief interlude from the DIYs and enjoy a little bit of a puppy bath and a moment with our dogs, Cooper and Leo. Just as a reminder, Leo is the black and white one and Cooper is the brown one. It's just so funny like how much he inflates with his hair. Like look, it's normally that fluffy.
Oh, let's get an angle here. Oops, the camera shut off. There it goes. Meanwhile, Leo's over here just dying.
Yeah, it's probably really cold. Sorry, Leo. Koopy's little and he doesn't really have any body fat like you. You've been storing up a little bit, haven't you?
Leo, you're not fat.
He's not fat, he just... Yeah.
Leo, you're a good boy.
Wow, look at you, your clean face and teeth. Look at his teethies.
Got it.
Leo is no newbie to the bath gang, huh?
He's not new to it, but he still hates it just as much. His tail looks like a rat tail. Fight them, dry them off. Jeez.
What a little baby. Now, in my initiative to brighten up this home, I knew that one of the first things I wanted to do, and funny that I just did this a few weeks ago, but one of the first things that I wanted to do for sure was to paint the house white. Not all of the house, but you know, those key areas that are dungeons basically. So one of the dungeons in the house is this living room, and it is so dark all the time, and it was really, really depressing, especially like in the dead of winter, which we're currently still in. The entire house is painted this really interesting grayish color. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It just is like a black color, and I want a little bit more of a pop. So I went with Chantilly lace for this living room den area, and I call it a den because there's no windows in there. It's very, very dark, and honestly great for movie watching, but like regularly living your life, it wasn't great. So I went with Chantilly lace because that's what all the other influencers do. I had heard so much about this paint, and I decided to try it out. And you know, you hear about it a lot for a reason. It's a really beautiful paint. It paints on really well, and it's a great color. So it's a perfect white. It actually kind of reads like a really, really light gray in this specific room because it is so dark. But I am going to be painting my office / spare room the same white color because I want it to be super bright in there. And I'm hoping that that will be a little bit more of a true white in there. So we will just have to see. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this little painting montage. And the last project we're going to be talking about today actually happened yesterday. We actually just had new windows installed today. They came today. So I'm gonna roll the footage of the before of our windows, and then I'll show you the after. The entire house needed new windows because a lot of them were pretty much inoperable. They were casement windows, which means that you would like crank them open, which is great to make sure that you don't have like bars in the middle of your windows. You get like maximum visibility, which we really loved. The windows were a really big selling factor for me. Obviously, I am a plant person, but more importantly, we knew that the windows needed to be replaced, and that was just something that we knew from the start. So we got started figuring that out right away. We had a bunch of people come out for quotes, and then eventually we went with Window World, which seemed to be a great middle ground window company. They came out and installed new windows yesterday. It all happened in a matter of like 6-7 hours, and we had a lot of windows in the house, so it worked out really well. These are really nice because this part opens. We wanted to keep the picture window look without having to buy 3 individual windows because that would drive up the price quite a bit. So what we decided to do is put in one window unit that slides in so that we could still have that really good view in here. So pretty much what happens is these will slide in and just like make a big thick line right here if we ever wanted to open the windows. And then also what's really cool is the screen door also slides open. So I've never had a house where that was possible. We always had to pop them out and like hope to be able to pop them back in. But yeah, they will slide, and I feel like new windows is among one of the more boring things to do to your house, like as far as like updated design and everything goes. But honestly, it was so needed because specifically this room that I'm currently in would always be at least 10 degrees colder than the rest of the house. And I feel like it will continue to be colder than the rest of the house just with the positioning of the room and like our air vents and everything. But we had so much leakage of cold air from this window. I feel like it's going to be so much better. So this is actually the same size as the kitchen window, but for me, it looks a lot bigger, and I don't exactly know why. And something about this house that is just so annoying is that the paint job was just terrible pretty much everywhere. And this is a great example of that. Hopefully we will reap the benefits of this huge expense. Like if you're buying a house, look and see how new the windows are when they were last replaced, and if there's any sort of warranty that can transfer to you. It's definitely something that we thought about. Okay, so we came into it knowing that we would have to replace the windows. But in a future home, like when we buy next time, because obviously this is not, well, not obviously, maybe you don't know, but this is not our forever home. So when we buy another house later on, we are going to be mindful about that and like really try to not get a house that needs the windows replaced because it's very expensive, thousands of dollars. So yeah, I'm just glad that it's done and it looks really nice, and hopefully now we can start reaping the benefits of that whole thing. All right, you guys, that is going to be all for this video. I will definitely be updating you the next time we do a few different projects. If you guys like it, I will continue to do it. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video format. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.